Hi, I couldn't help but share this today. I don't know about you, I've had no problem with the lockdown at all. I've remained focused. When I say focused, I mean focused on what I have now. I've enjoyed the time with the loved ones that are at home, and I've enjoyed pausing and doing some healing. And personally, I've really, it's something that I've really enjoyed. But there's one thing that keeps on coming to me, and I know it's not just me, and I know it's people around as well, is I've had some anxiety. Now, this is not around anything to do with really the virus or the future, or it's been more down to the fact of what can I do to help others now. I mean, I'm used to seeing clients face to face. I'm used to helping in any way I can, being an empath, and my heart goes out to people. And I've been thinking of different ways, but I've also wanted to spend time with my family that's at home, because I've cherished those moments too. And it's been a time of feeling a little bit torn. And I know that there's key workers out there, and I applaud them for what they're doing. I really do. But there's times I've thought, I wish I could help and do something more. So the anxiety starts to build, and I've had it on and off, but not as much as just recently. But I've recognised the different kinds of anxiety. The anxiety that I've been feeling is more of procrastination, of knowing that my heart and soul is telling me to do something, and yet I'm pulling in another direction, feeling, no, I need to do this instead. And that's different. And I know there's anxiety going on with people losing their jobs right now, financially, of what's going on, unsure about the future. So I thought it would be helpful to share this and just give some tips on how I deal with it, and how I know that other people are dealing with it effectively too. Okay, so the first thing that I usually do is when I start to notice it coming up, I usually will ring somebody, and it's not to put it onto them. I know my personality, and I work through things as I talk about it and as I speak about it, hence why I like doing videos. And my mum is my go-to always, because she gets me, she is straight with me, and she knows me inside out. And as I'm talking, I know exactly what I need to do. So it's speaking to somebody that you trust, somebody that has your interest at heart, and that knows you better. And that's the main key. I say that in all areas of life anyway. We have people around us that we know we just can trust with our lives. And sometimes we feel that we're being a burden, but they wish that you'd spoken to them, even if it's just for a few minutes. And as I've spoken to my mum, I know the actions I need to take. She doesn't need to tell me, because she knows what works for me, and I do, but sometimes at the time I just can't sit and do it. So we have a talk. She puts me on the right track of, yeah, that's okay. It's okay to feel this way. And I feel it. I express it. And then I find that walking does me good, or any sort of exercise. But even just walking, or exercising in the home, but especially getting fresh air out in nature, that really seems to lift. And while I'm out in nature, it's just allowing myself to just absorb the atmosphere and just really breathe into it. When I'm listening to the birds and just listening to the environment in any way, I just lose myself and find that so therapeutic. And it's usually the last thing that we want to do when we feel anxious, but you know what, it's one of the most beneficial things to do. And when you don't feel like doing it, it does you good. It does you good anyway. And the next one is meditation. Now, when I say meditation to people, they think, oh, no, surely not. But the thing is, I will be the first to admit that even though I've been doing this for years, it doesn't mean that I can go straight into meditation when I feel that anxiety building. That's why I ring my mum. And she always says to me, you know what you need to do. And I do, but I just needed to calm myself a little bit first. Some people can go straight into meditation, but I can't. I struggle sometimes. So when I'm doing it, I just sit, and there's no pressure, and I just flick on YouTube and I get some nice relaxing music with no words to it, and all I do is just listen, and I just sit and I just feel that where I'm seated in the chair, just feel my skin touching the chair. I just close my eyes and I start to see the figure 8 on my forehead. And as I do that, and as I start to concentrate on my breathing, as I'm breathing up to do the figure 8, I'm breathing in. And as I'm coming down, I'm breathing out. And I just take it at a slow pace. There's no pressure. I don't set any time scale. I just sit there. And I find that so rewarding. And the next one is that within my meditation, or as I'm coming out of it, I surrender. I surrender and connect back to source. Because as I'm meditating, I feel connected again. And connecting back to source, we are source. And I feel it's okay. The thing is, when we start to have anxiety building and things, we feel so disconnected. We feel so alone. And we're never alone. The times that we feel that we need to be connected, the times that we run away from it. So I surrender. And in my mind, I just say, I surrender. Please show me the way. I learnt this from Gabrielle Bernstein, and it's been my saviour. It really has. And I feel at that point this wave rushing over me that is like, but I say rushing over me in a gentle way, in a relaxing way, and I instantly calm. All of these are steps. Sometimes if the anxiety is not building too strong, I can probably get away with just ringing my mum or ringing a friend. If it's really, really building and I know I need to deal with this, then, and I mean deal with it because it's something deeper, then I take actions on all of this. So I will do that meditation, or I will do a meditation that I have to, that I just like to be, as Abraham Hicks talks about it, back in the vortex and back in the flow of life, And the next thing is I concentrate on living presently, because once I've done my meditation, once I've surrendered, I can live in the present moment now, because the fact is the future isn't here yet. We don't know what's going to happen. The past is behind us, and all that reality actually is what we have now. And the anxiety and the worry that we have is about the future. So if we can live presently and be calmer, in tune and in flow, then it feels so much better, and I want to say soothing at the same time. And that's how I deal with it always, and I'm not really sure exactly how it came about that I started, because I never ever used to suffer with anxiety, and I've never ever confessed it before. It's something that I feel that people ought to know. I know that I have clients, and I think they think sometimes, and they have sort of implied, that I don't always feel what they're feeling. Or should I say that, I think they think just because I'm okay, But no, I suffer too. And what I give to my clients and what I teach other people is about what I've personally experienced myself. I'm not exempt from this in any way, shape, or form. This is life, you know. And yeah, we're all going through life in our own ways. We've all got our own individual paths, and we just learn. And we learn ways of dealing with it in our own way. You know, I've give you 5 things that I do, but it could be that sometimes I flip them on the head and straight away I'll go into the meditation. Like I say, I'll do things in a different way. It's whatever suits you. It's whatever suits you. But what I find is that even though this sounds a lengthy process, what I've just said, it actually isn't. The meditation only really has to be for minutes. You can sit and meditate for a long period of time, and yes, it's beneficial. But equally, just sitting and bringing your mind back to the present, and just surrendering and just connecting back to source is a wonderful way of just feeling at peace. And that's the important thing, is feeling at peace, in alignment, you know, and people struggle to do that, but you don't need to struggle with it, you know. So I hope this has helped you, and I'd love to hear any comments or any feedback that you have on this, or if I could help you in any other way. And all I can say is have a beautiful day and look after yourself. Bye now.